Hello, welcome. I apologize in advance for like a lopsided video, and I'm driving, but I'm on my way driving. I'm gonna take a couple days vacation because it's been a little too cold for me where I'm at, and I want some 80-degree weather. But something was coming through that I wanted to share with you, and it's all about how to level up your money mindset, how to get a better angle, guys, really. Okay, that's a little bit better. How to level up your money mindset, how to let go of the idea of lack, how to really step into more abundance and prosperity, and really that overflow energy with money, which, I mean, who doesn't want that, right? So for me, one of the key beliefs that I had to release in order to step into more financial freedom, and this is something that I still integrate and work on every day, guys, by the way, because there's always next levels you can tap into, right? But one of the core beliefs I had to let go of was this belief in lack. Lack, obviously, but this idea of waste. This idea that something's wasteful or wrong, or it's not safe to spend your money on something. And so what I mean by that is, let's unpack this belief in waste, right? It's rooted in lack. It's rooted in the idea that resources are finite, that your success and continued success is not guaranteed, right? Like, you feel guilty spending. You never really feel good to spend, even sometimes when it's on the things you need, because you're afraid that tomorrow maybe your needs won't be met. Maybe something's going to happen and it's all going to dry up. It's all going to go away. Of course, as soon as I started recording this, I hit a little pocket of traffic, so don't mind me if this is a little disjointed, but I want to get it out, right? So I want you to just play with this energy with me for a minute and really unpack it, because I think lots of times we're carrying around this belief, it just seems like such a true thing, but we don't really stop to question, is this actually true? And is this a belief that I choose to carry in my now moment and create my future from? Okay, so the vibe of wastefulness has a lot of shame around it, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust life. You don't ever really fully back your decisions. Your decisions are made from fear, and then when you make a decision to spend money, you likely you question it, likely you replay it over and over in your mind, a bunch of different possible scenarios, like what if this was the wrong choice? What if it runs out? Oh, am I going to be punished for making this choice? Maybe I should feel guilty or wrong. Maybe now I need to cut back on other things. Like, it's a vibe of restriction. It's a vibe of lack. It's a vibe of not trusting. It's a vibe of like, things are going to run out, which, let's play in the opposite energy and see what that energy is all about. So the energy of overflow, of having more than enough, of it being impossible to waste, is I trust that I can have whatever I want, and as soon as I spend money, it's instantly replaced. And so a money mantra that I love, I've shared it before, I'll share it again here, is that my money is blessed and always returns multiplied. And what I mean by this is, I choose to believe that when I spend money, it's opening up the doorway for more money to flow. I don't even focus on what's going out. I just focus on knowing that more is coming in. I also set the intention when I spend my money that, I like to say I circulate money, right? So the economy loves me because I love to circulate money. Money loves to come to me because it knows I'm going to spend it, I'm going to use it, I'm going to share it, I'm going to put it to work, I'm going to help it multiply, I'm going to invest it well, I'm going to spend it with joy, I'm going to bless my transactions, right? So I believe that when I spend money, that it blesses the people I gave it to as well, and that money multiplies. I also believe that when people pay me, they're opening up the doorway for even more money too. Does that make sense? So I just believe that, like, my money gets to multiply no matter what transaction I'm having with it. Sorry, the GPS is popping up. So it's such a different vibe. And when you believe, it's like when you understand that you are God, you are source, you're an infinite spirit, there is no running out, there is no lack, it immediately eliminates all shame, all fear, all guilt, all uncertainty around spending money, all of a sudden you're really free to spend on the things you truly desire. And something really cool that happened for me as I started shifting this was I actually was making more aligned purchases. And so what I mean by this is, when I was in this fearful, frantic energy around money, always doubting myself, always feeling guilty for spending, I was very inconsistent, right? Like I would save, scrimp, which feels horrible. I hate even tapping into that now. But I would just save, like cut corners. And then all of a sudden I would like splurge on something and feel really guilty and then set myself back financially. And looking back, it wasn't actually things I wanted. It was like the fact that I wasn't allowing myself to be free with money. It was like my soul wanted to be free with money. So all of a sudden I would just splurge for the sake of splurging, because I'd be like, fuck this, I hate living like restricted like this. I hate these rules and limitations. And so it actually wasn't balanced. And sure, the money always came, like I always had enough, right? But I was emotionally and energetically available to like almost run out, and I'm not available for that anymore. And so I don't experience that anymore. And the more that I've been able to loosen up, I don't know why I'm behind such a slow person. Be patient. I have an abundance of time. No running out of time, right? You can apply these things to all areas of your life, guys. Okay, so the more that I could just give myself permission to spend money however I wanted to spend it, it really opens up the doorway for me to spend in a really aligned way and bring in a lot of balance. And this happened for me with food too. I know I've spoken on this before. I can speak on it again, but basically like when I let go of all my restrictions around food and what I thought I should eat and shouldn't eat, and just truly allowed myself to eat what felt good, I found that my appetite really balanced. So it was nice. I was like giving myself freedom to eat some things that I thought were like bad or off limits. But I was doing so from a balanced space. And then I found that there were many, like if I would splurge on something that I wanted to eat without the guilt and shame, I was likely to eat a more appropriate serving size. Appropriate meaning an amount that would feel good in my body. And then I naturally was kind of like led to then like eat lots of fruits and veggies later. I don't know. It's just like I found my flow, and now it's like I have all this freedom and I get the best of both worlds. Like I really enjoy healthy food. I enjoy eating healthy amounts of food. I enjoy eating things that feel like, treats and yummy to me, and I get to feel amazing in my body and never have to really think about it. And I've done the same thing with money, and you can do this with every area of your life. The key is like letting go of the guilt and shame around it and just choosing to be more free with it. So my message for you today, to sum it up, I apologize again if this was a bit disjointed, is play with this vibe of overflow and letting it eliminate all the negative emotions and all the negative behaviors as it pertains to your money. Let go of your belief in waste. Okay? It's impossible to waste if you believe in abundance and overflow. So if you are still buying into this idea that something's wasteful or that you should be like fearful around money, you're not fully diving into the energy of overflow, of it constantly flowing, of always having more than enough, of always being abundantly provided for. There's likely some belief structures you have going on that are telling you that you could mess it up, that you're not supported in the things you choose, that if you choose to spend in a way that feels really good to you, that you'll be punished for it. You're believing in an either or. And what's been so cool for me to embody and believe and watch how it's transformed my life is to believe that I'm supported in following my heart. I actually believe that it's my duty to spend money on things that feel good to me. Like when I don't do that, I'm literally just holding myself back. When I don't follow my joy, I'm literally just imposing limitations and restrictions on myself that are completely unnecessary and unfounded. And then it spills into other areas of your life. So I really encourage you to just take a look. Where are you buying into this belief that waste is possible, or that following your desires and your joy is going to set you back? And, do it with money, like I'm talking about, but you can do it with every area of your life. Like, where are you believing that there's consequences, like negative fallout for you following your joy? Because my experience is that only more good comes from you following your joy. And there is a layer to this where it's like you need to get clear on like what actually brings you joy. So sometimes we have like distorted ideas of what would feel good to us, what it requires to make us happy, what we truly desire. Sometimes that can be because we've just experienced so much restriction and limitation and control and like denial, like self-deprivation, that we sometimes feel like we want to go overboard and like go crazy. And it also can be because we look to the world, which is always telling us, pushing an agenda that we need certain things, right? But I want you to just play with this and know that you can't get it wrong. And I definitely would rather see people at least experiencing something other than the lack and restriction, even if that looks like a little bit of imbalance, because the thing is, you will naturally regulate yourself. You'll get there. But if nothing changes, nothing can change. So what I mean by that is if you continue to play in this small energy, if you continue to play in that tightness around money, you're never going to be able to expand. It would be better to maybe like get in the habit of spending more, even if it feels uncomfortable, so it can shift, you know what I mean? And I did a podcast on this. I don't remember what episode it was, but you could go back, like any of the ones related to money. I did one specifically talking about how you can like just practice spending a little bit more to gradually increase your standards and what you're comfortable spending, and what will feel good for you. And you can do it in a really seamless, flowy way if you do that. So, I mean, I don't really recommend to go and spend a ton of money you don't have, but at some point you're going to have to like spend more if you want to get more, right? You're going to have to let go of this fear of spending. Like, in my opinion, that's not a way to live your life at all. So you can practice even, I guess I'll give you like an actionable, like an action step you can take to wrap this up. So, you know, look at where you're buying into this belief of waste. Where are you believing that it's possible to waste? Because that belief does not line up with abundance and overflow and prosperity. And then where can you just spend a little bit more? Something I recommend to people if they're feeling like all their money goes to bills is to buy something for yourself before you pay your bills. And this is going to feel like a really irresponsible thing to do, but it's fine. I mean, do it within reason. Do it the way you can, right? Like, don't spend a ton of money you don't have, but like spend it on something just for the joy of it, something frivolous that you don't need. You know, that could be like a $10 Amazon purchase. It could be going to Starbucks. It could be whatever. Spend the money on something you don't normally spend it on, an amount that you feel comfortable with. I don't care if it's $5 or $500. Just spend a little bit to remind yourself that you can spend money on things you want and still pay your bills, and watch that happen. Because if you're one of those people who just pays your bills and feels like there's never any left over, you're not going to break that cycle by like continuing to pay your bills first and playing in this vibe of like there's never enough. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so there's more traffic, so I'm gonna wrap that up here, guys. But I hope this video served you. I would love to hear in the comment section down below. Let me know how this resonated. Do you have experience with this? Would you like more videos on money and how to shift out of lack? Because I love this topic. I love money. I love nice things. Yeah, let me know. And if you liked this, if you received value, please give it a thumbs up. Let the algorithm know. Help circulate the video. If you're not subscribed, join our High Vibe tribe. We would love to have you here. What else before I log off here? All the links for all the things will be in the description box below. So I've now reopened my coaching. So if you are looking for support to really step into your power and break cycles and really just level up, I would absolutely love to support you. There will be a link down there with a little video explaining more on the pricing, all the things, so you can check that out. My Instagram's there. I would love to connect with you over there. What else? Self-study courses, the podcast, my Etsy shop. I think that's all the things. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Have a beautiful day. I love you so much. Thank you for being here, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.